Welcome to the DorkLair Collecting live stream Thursday, March 21st, 2024. What is going on, everybody? I am Bill. Here with me is my co-host, Larry.
What's happening, guys? I think this is the first week that we've both been completely blind because I've got my glasses on today, too. I've been my eyes were just so tired today. I was like, there's no way I can stare at this computer screen. I got home, and so one of the new things I got this Marvel Legends AWOK because I had picked up the Spider-Mans, the Tobey and the Andrew Spider-Mans, and I'd picked up the Green Goblin. They were all really good, especially for retail releases. Yep. And so I really wanted a AWOK to go with it. And this guy's an absolute banger. But the issue is, so these tentacles, you can see how thick they are.
Right.
And they've got a wire inside them, but I don't know if it's that the wire is thicker, the plastic's thicker, because a lot of times when they have stuff like this over time, the wire inside the tubing can break. And it feels a lot sturdier than that. But the problem is, I think this plastic is so thick that when you get it into position, it slowly moves back to where it was. Plastic. Right. So I'll think that I have him stood to where he's going to stand. And then I think the longest I've gotten him to stand up is about 30 minutes. And that plastic just slowly, it's like tectonic plates moving, right? And then I'll come in and he's spilled, but I'll go ahead and show that. So it comes with two of these that are not flexible, just the kind of the clamping claw. And then it's got this one that opens and closes so it can do kind of the claw that, talks to him, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. And then it's got these flat ones for a base. Which are great because they're tripods, so you can move them around. And I'm confident that I'll find a spot for it to rest. It's just going to take some doing. I may break down and use a figure art stand to steady it. But this is just a great figure. I mean, the detail on it. He's got two jackets. I mean, that you don't see this kind of thing on a retail release, and then the belt here. You got double hinges in the elbows. It comes with two sets of hands, two fists, and two gripping hands. You have double jointed knees, plenty of flexibility in the ankles. I mean, he's not going to be doing any splits, but he could if you wanted him to. So really, really cool figure. The other thing I got, of course, is the vamp, which I don't have in here. Fantastic piece. Did you get that or no?
No.
Okay. Really, really good. It looks really good next to the hiss. I'll take some pictures and send it to you.
Sweet.
And then two things I have not opened yet because I've not decided what I want to do with them are the 60th anniversary Infantryman and Frogman. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking I may get another of each because, I mean, they just come with so much stuff. One of the things I'm definitely going to do is I'm going to take the 50 caliber from this set and put it with Roadblock since he doesn't come with a good one. But they just got so much stuff, and you've got like each of them comes, even though this guy's got a balaclava, the other guy you can see his face. You got a black dude, you got a white dude, so you got a minimum of two definite different ways that you can present each of them. So I'm thinking about grabbing that. But then my favorite thing for the week just arrived today.
Nice.
So in my War Dukeless world, I've got my second one, and I know I said I was going to open it, but and I'm going to open this one because it's in great shape except for this corner. It comes from Walmart. Something's going to happen. But I think I may get a second one to keep closed and just put up like at the back of the shelf as a backgrounder. Right. But as awesome as the first release was, there's something about these vintage colors I just love so much. And I never had the figure that this was based on as a kid. But I always wanted, I remember one of the kids at the babysitter where I went had it. And whenever we would go, we would trade toys to play with. And whether I had Transformers or GI Joes or Star Wars, whatever I took to the babysitter that day, I'd always give him something so I could play with War Duke. So now I've got my own. I'm pretty stoked about that.
I also got a GI Joe pickup. So I did get Tomax right here, which is a great figure. I do wish the silvers were a little less plasticky looking, but other than that, I don't have many complaints. This was $10.
I was going to say, you got it pretty cheap, didn't you?
On Amazon. Yeah. I didn't get Zaymot yet. But it's down there too. It's like $12.15. So at some point I will I will grab him as well to have the pair. But yeah, it's pretty sweet figure right here. Actually the gun is a nice stiff plastic. I feel like I've never had a gun that nice. I mean, it doesn't have any paint on it, but it's got the removable magazine and the removable silencer. Like I think like it's probably one of the nicer guns I've gotten.
They've been doing that with a lot of the releases. You've got the removable magazines, removable suppressors. The plastic is a little sturdier and the hands are softer, so it really makes using.
Yeah.
And I love that they've made the hands softer, because the figures that do come with multiple hands, it makes swapping them in and out so much freaking easier.
Yeah. And then the other one I got was the Jada Toy. So this is my first Jada Toys pickup, but I got the Mega Man figure right here. And it's pretty sweet. Like for a $20 figure, I'm quite impressed with the finish. You've got like the shiny parts and stuff, and there's some shading going on. It's quite nice. And there's a bunch of accessories. There's various hands to swap out. This the cannon arm, you can swap out with a hand if you want. You could put it on either arm. So yeah, that figure's great. And it's tempting me to like dip into the Street Fighter line a little bit.
It's funny to me, and not funny. It's just strange. For years, if Kenner had the Star Wars license and later Hasbro, then that's the only person that had it. And if back in the day, LJN had Thundercats, that's the only one that had it. And now you have so many companies that have license. So you've got that really cool Jada Toys, and unless I'm mistaken, I think I just saw a 3-0 pre-order for Mega Man. So you've got so many different options. It's really, really cool as a collector to see that.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, like you see Street Fighter in Figuarts, Storm Collectibles, and now Jada Toys too. Yeah. So Blake says he has all 3 of the Mega Man figures, and they're all awesome. I mean, I played Mega Man as a kid, but I don't think I'm like into it enough to get the other characters. But just
which other ones do they have?
The like Snow Ice guy. I forget what the other characters. Actually, look at the box right here still. Fireman, Iceman.
Oh, okay.
There you go. And I don't know if the ones in the bottom are teasers for future figures, maybe.
I would guess probably that's what that is.
Little pixelated ones.
And for $20, that's pretty good. You can't get a lot for $20 these days.
Yeah, even the packaging is really nice quality, like thick cardboard. They're doing something over there that's really impressive at that price point. I know the Street Fighter figures are $25, but still, I've heard they're really great. Let's see. Benny Torres. Whoops. What'd I do? I got lucky with some Joes 2, Cobra Copperhead, Python Patrol for 15, Televiper, and Trouble Bubble for 26.
It's really good.
And Cobra Viper for 15. David Smith is in the house. I have a bag of stuff that I just started kind of looking through. So I've been working on my bins. I've been working on these right here. I don't want to it'll all fall out, but it's all filled with Legions parts. So at Legions Con, this year, I'm going to do the pop and swap breakout session. Typically, Len LaGuardia from Wolf King Customs brings all of his parts bins and generously lays them out for people to come and pop and swap and trade pieces really just freely. So I want to contribute to that this year. And David was kind enough to send me just a bunch of extra parts. I mean, we've got some Mephitor parts. We've got some Goblin Legion Builder.
Oh, that's cool.
Parts, some heads, some torsos, various things. We even got the new Goblin Deluxe head. So yeah, a lot of cool things in here. And yeah, so I'm excited. I gotta go through it. We even got the Mephitor head right there. I may repaint a couple things. I've been wanting to like work on my painting and mess with some stuff.
I wonder when someone's going to take the Mephitor head and put it on a little like a shorter body, a little goblin or a dwarf body, and do Oedipus. Like, I don't know if you watched the 2000X line, but before he was Stinkor, he was a smaller character called Oedipus.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm wondering when someone's going to do that custom, because there are definitely enough parts out there to pull that off.
Well, the thing is, you'd have to get some custom parts because it's already on the small guy. It's already on the goblin body. It's like on the small
So there's
body
not
already.
a smaller body than that.
There's not a smaller body than that.
Oh,
But there
okay.
are some custom kits, like I'll show you. So Wolf King and Jeremy Gerard. I think Jeremy designed these parts and Wolf King created them. But so this is the regular goblin size
Okay.
here. Okay. And then there's like a little mini version where you take the legs off and the knees, and then these are his knees right here.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So then you just pop a foot on, and then the same thing at the wrists, and it makes him a little short guy. So you could use that kit potentially to do what you're talking about. Let me put this over here. And then let's see who else is in the chat over here. So we saw Benny Torres, we got Omega, Josh Artrip, JG, King Castle Siege, Steve Wegling, Eric is in the house, Blake, Dave, Everett. Collector roulette is stressful. Do I pay full price now or hope to get on discount later? If I miss a figure, I'm upset, but when I paid full price and they go down, yeah, that's a game that I'm enjoying playing with the GI Joe Classified. Honestly.
Yeah, if you're not all in on a line, it's definitely more fun to play that way.
Yeah.
The problem is, like in previous years, last year and the year before, there was a lot of overproduction and there were a lot of sales. But I think we talked about this several weeks ago. I feel like with the economy being what it is and seeing so much stuff on clearance and so much stuff like that the big Target sale with all the Python Patrol stuff a couple weeks ago, and seeing all the stuff that makes it to Ollie's, I think we're going to see a scaling down of quantity this year. So I think this coming year, collector chicken is going to be a little riskier game to play this time around.
Right. Yeah. So I think right now is a great time to be picking up dirt cheap figures, because these are the things that were up for pre-order a year ago when people were still kind of buying a lot. But now everybody's in that zone of like, well, I'm not going to, you see all those prices. So right now you stop pre-ordering because you see all those prices. And when everybody stops pre-ordering, the production runs go down and it's not as crazy. So yeah, I mean, I'm at the point right now where I'm trying to pre-order everything I know I absolutely want, and I'm not.
That's what I'm doing
in that case. But I'm trying to make it so that there's not a lot I want.
I'm kind of doing the same thing, and if it's not something like I said, there are, and this is the first time this has ever happened to me. There are Masterpiece Transformers that are in stock that I didn't pre-order, and I don't have, like Hoist is in stock everywhere, and I haven't pre-ordered him. I'm going to wait and see if he drops, because Trailbreaker dropped, Hoist dropped. Big Bad just had Inferno on one of their flash sales for like 30% off. Yeah. So I'm gonna do a little bit of that. And for the most part, if I don't know that I know that I want it, I'm just gonna wait to see if it pops up at retail.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I'm doing that with this. I'm gonna go through some Star Trek figures today, and I'm kind of on the edge with those two, and I know I don't have to do them I don't have to pre-order them like this minute, but I got to keep an eye on it. Like if they sell out at one place, I might order them somewhere else and just get it over with, because I definitely want them. Okay, let's see here. Target Holothon is next week. The
So now,
droid.
what is Holothon? Remind me, is that just a big sale,
It's like
or is there a
a
collector
release of
thing?
new stuff. A
Oh,
lot of
okay.
it's usually like a lot of NECA. Maybe it's all NECA or maybe not. I'm not sure. But it's when they drop new stuff and it sort of like it goes up online and often sells out very quickly and then it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it'll show up in store early. So people could be finding that stuff in store. I don't know. Have they said what's in it? I'm not sure if they've
I'm not sure
announced
either.
anything, but yeah, there are certain places where you just can't get those deals. Like
Yeah,
there's like my Walmart near me never has anything on sale ever.
I can't remember the last time I bought something from a Walmart because, and it's been months since I went into one, but I went into one several months in a row, and just there was nothing. So I'm like, okay, what's even the point?
Yeah. I went into a Walmart and didn't see a single Star Wars product recently. Like not
Hmm.
one single Star Wars product at all. So the Jack Kirby figure from the Mirage comics, that one's going to be there, I guess. I don't know what else though. Um,
I'm hoping because the Targets, and I don't know about you, but around here, the Targets tend to get a lot of the McFarlane Gold Label stuff. That's the only place I really ever see it at retail. And I want that Azrael in the blue. Like I think you managed to grab the one for me in the red,
yeah.
and I want to get that one in the blue. So I'll look, and that's really the only thing that I'm actually going into brick and mortar stores looking for now. Like I'll run to a Target anytime I buy one just to see if by chance, because McFarlane's stuff dumps so quickly. Like when from the time it pre-orders till it's in your hands, it's a couple of weeks. So you never
Yeah.
know when it's going to show up.
I was surprised that the NECA carded Warduke was like an in stock thing and like shipped that fast. That was kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
I was surprised it was a Walmart thing. I was really expecting it to be if someone would have asked me, I would have thought it would have been a Target thing.
Right. All right, let's get into some news here. So, Four Horsemen Studios were at Mesquicon this past weekend in Muskegon, Michigan, and they revealed that they have a second book that they've been working on. Not only do they have the Rise of the Dark Four, Volume 1, or whatever it's called, going on with the story, with the narrative, and the art, but they also have a book that is a compendium, uh, a reference guide to the first 10 years of the figures. So this is going to have every Mythic Legion. I think it's just Mythic. Yeah, it's Mythic Legions, first 10 years Mythic Legions. And it's going to have every figure that was released in the first 10 years, as an action figure guide type, coffee table type book. And so that's pretty cool news, and just out of nowhere, like they surprised us with that announcement. Oh yeah, that's right. Warduke was fulfilled by NECA, even though it was purchased through Walmart. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Grizzlehorn says shipping on Warduke sucked. I got it. Mine
I
arrived
think he's
fine.
talking about the cost.
Oh, the cost. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Maybe
Yeah,
that's why.
it
That's
was
why
pretty
Hedgehog
brutal.
is okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So it's gonna have. Oh, we got some pages here. It's gonna have some like I don't know if what do you call it, behind the scenes or like history, like historical stuff. A lot of this is already on the website. They have like the articles on their blog page, and they have like informational sub pages within the Mythic Legions side of things. But they're gonna bring it over to the book and they're gonna lay it out, artistically and stuff. And then I guess they're gonna add some more articles, stuff about like the history of G-Con and possibly like Legions Con and stuff. But yeah, pretty cool. They'll have the characters, they'll have the photos, they'll have the accessories, the layout, like the list, the bio, and some little small like behind the scenes kind of history of the figure type stuff. Yeah, like those Lego books. I mean, I've picked up a few. I got the Star Wars, like the Kenner, like the history of the vintage Star Wars stuff book. I got the the Pixel Dan
Masters of the Universe.
figures
Yep.
book.
I've got a couple of those.
I'd like a GI Joe one. I think that'd be really cool.
Boy, you saw the monstrosity that I got on the vintage thing a few weeks ago, right? The Kickstarter.
Oh yeah,
It had everything in it and all the art and everything else. That's just I've
that,
still not made it.
Do they
all
have
the way
that
through.
for order too? Or
yeah, I think they still have extras. I think it's like $125, but if you can still get it, it's worth every penny.
Yeah.
Like that's when I say it's a coffee table book, like you can nail 4 legs on it. It's literally your coffee table and it's a book. I mean, it's humongous.
The Star Wars Kenner one is like that.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it is. It's like 2 feet by 1.5 feet or something. And then the same format, same size is the Frank Frazetta Taschen book that I recently got. And it's the complete works of Frank Frazetta, and they're like super high quality scans. It's a really nice book. And a ton of history too, which, I'm not super steeped in. So it's nice to have that to just chill out and read once in a while. And then, so then there's another page here that kind of showcases the Furious Four, and then My Wife Is Going to Kill Me Guys. And yeah, I mean, that's really it for Legions news as far as I can remember. Like, they're going to a bunch of cons. It's like kind of getting into con season for them. They've been traveling to a lot of cons and stuff. And I'm sure something's going to be coming right around the corner pretty soon. I mean, they're going to... the Intern for a Day lottery is up. If you go to their site, you can find the page to like put in for the lottery. It's they're going to randomly select people who enter, and then you have the option to buy. You don't automatically have to buy the ticket if you decide not to, but you have quite a while. You have like a big window of time to buy the ticket, and it's $300. That gets you and a guest in. So with that, I think they're probably getting really close to both announcing at least one of the exclusive figures for Legions Con, and then also the tickets for Legions Con. We got the hotel all booked, but we're just waiting for the tickets now. So Snout Spout came out. That actually shipped right away too. Somebody else said that they got that in. I think Eric.
You weren't getting that, were you?
No. It looks awesome.
It really does. That's definitely the best looking version of that character they've ever done. They did a great job on that.
Yeah. And then, and we do have a giveaway tonight. So I did get the 14 pin gold pin set from the in-stock sale. And I'm going to keep... Actually, let me pull this down for a minute so I can show some stuff here. I'm going to keep the Sons of the Red Star to go. I have the color Sons of the Red Star pin. I just really love their star logo. It's so simple and awesome. And then I'm also going to keep the Arethyr because that's my favorite faction. I'm going to keep those 2 pins. I haven't decided yet, but I may keep the Rhaegor dragon pin because this is Year of the Dragon, and to have a 4 Horsemen dragon pin,
that's pretty cool.
Feels very appealing to me. But today we're going to give away the 2 most recent releases, the Paxis and Basilia pins separately though. So, but maybe the same person will win twice and they'll get both. But we're going to give those away. Be on the lookout for thematically. I put these in places in the slideshow thematically. So we'll see if people can guess when it's giveaway time, because there's little things that are kind of like connected to these in the news. And Slink says, hell yeah, I literally just got one of my in-stock sale orders in. I'm only just waiting on the skateboard at this point. The skateboard deck, I put a separate order in, and so that's just like a separate thing that I'm waiting on. The dragon pin, foreshadowing reveal, perhaps. I mean, this is the year. If the dragon's going to happen, I feel like it's going to happen this year. Love those pins. Those pins look great. They are nice. Yeah. I do prefer the color ones. I hope they re-release the color ones because they're really cool. And I regret not getting all those. If that's a set that I would keep all of them if I got it. Okay, let me bring this back up. So yeah, be on the lookout. So Poxus is, pestilence, plague, sickness, and then we have Basilia, sort of snake magic. Okay. All right, so first up in the news, this was an interesting thing. There's a Mezco Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. I think this is the first time that's ever happened. They've had the previews, previews exclusive figures that they've done in the past. And this feels kind of like that, but this is specific to Big Bad Toy Store. And so you've got like a classic 70s looking Ghost Rider. And I think I left one off. There's a third slide that I left off. I saw it later and didn't add it, but they've totally redone the front of the bike. The other one had like a swooped down fender on the front. And I think there's some other little differences that somebody pointed out, but yeah. So $250 for that set. Same, I believe that's the same price as the original set. Which interestingly, there was a bunch of stuff up on Mezco, like just back in stock, and some things for pre-order. So let me see. 112 Collective. Let me share this other screen for a second here. Let me pop this out. I'm going to present this. Share screen. Mezco. And pull this off a little bit. Okay, so let's see if we can find some stuff that's like randomly just like back in stock. Or maybe it's all gone again. I don't know. That was already there. Pre-order. I know some people would be pumped if the turtles were back in stock.
I was looking at pictures of those again the other day. I still can't get over how good that set looks.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing is just ridiculous.
So Robin is in stock. Let's see.
The figure they said they'd never make.
Spider-Man.
Which Spidey?
Yeah, and now there's two. Now there's two Robins too. There's the Golden Age. Dr. Doom is in stock.
Hey, if anyone out there does not have that, pick it up. That's an awesome figure.
The Batman Golden Age Batman Two-Face Golden Age box set that's in stock. Like, there's some cool things. What else? And then I don't think that's out yet. Let's see. Michael Myers. The Crow. I mean, a lot of this stuff is available on other websites too, but the Man of Steel Superman.
You guys better pick.
There's a freaking Gomez just sitting in stock right now, people. Let's see. Fantastic Four. What was it? Oh, I was looking for this set's in stock. Destro's in stock. Morbius, which I just kind of parted mine out. Okay, so this is the Hell Rider, the Ghost Rider in the Hell Cycle is back up for pre-order. Like what? I mean, it doesn't have any sort of release date, but are they doing another run of that? I don't know. But yeah, browse Mezco if you're looking for some stuff. This is like, I've never seen this many 112 collective figures in stock. Usually there's 0 in stock. They don't have them in stock, and you got to go to like other sites to buy stuff like that. Let's see here. Whoops, not that one. This one. This one? Yeah. Okay, so that was the Ghost Rider set, Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. And then also from Mezco, they announced the new Conan the Barbarian movie.
That's
6 scale statue. So this is the Static 6 series. I love this and I want it, but it's just too tall for me. It's like 26 inches tall because
that's humongous.
But yeah, based on
those likenesses are pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, this looks pretty good, and like
It
the
really
skin
does.
tone and everything looks really nice. Like
Yeah.
the paintwork looks fantastic on this. And still, like I know the original one was 225, but this has two figures and or two characters, and 380 is still not bad, honestly, for something like this. But yeah, I mean, it looks really good. This is what got me right here. This shot right here. Look closely at her
Look at
hands.
the
You can see like the
hands.
veins and stuff like that.
Wow, that's nice.
Really nice. If I had the room, like if I could afford to like remove a shelf from my DTOF and just dedicate 2 whole DTOF squares to this, I would totally get it. Like I would not even hesitate. This looks awesome. And there we have a serpent on the base of the Conan statue. So I guess it's time to give away a pin. So we got I got to get the giveaway tool going here. So let me open it up here. Giveaway. I need a. Okay, let's go here. Start collecting. And we are going to go with, let's do it on a banner. Banners. Nope, that's not it. Let me edit. All right, I'm gonna get this going, everybody, with a hashtag. And this is for the Basilia pin. Enter in the chat for a chance to win a Mythic Legions Basilia pin. Save. All right, everybody ready? I am collecting, and I'm going to put up the banner. Enter Serpent in the chat for a chance to win the Mythic Legions Basilia pin. Everybody. Good luck. We're going to keep going with the news while we collect the entries for that one. And I agree. Yeah, Benny, it's just space. It's 26 inches tall. Like, let's see. I think I got more slides here. Yeah, there it is. It's half. I mean, I don't know how tall is a human. What's 26 inches is only 2 feet. That's not half a person. That's misleading picture right there. Maybe it's a child. So yeah, 25 inches tall. And
that's humongous. That's like all the stuff on my top shelf where I've got the Titan Transformers, all the 24-inch and taller stuff. That's a beast.
Yeah. A third of it is his arm and sword. Like,
oh sure.
But yeah.
But the impact of that thing is just, I can imagine walking into a room, your eyes are going to be drawn right to that.
Yeah. And that's small. Like a 6 scale statue, like that's not a common. I feel like most statues are like quarter scale. Like
yeah.
They're usually like gigantic.
Well, maybe if you didn't have a sword overhead, they could do that.
Yeah, so that's the end of that slideshow. So yeah, maybe we should pull this trigger on this thing. 41 entries. We got 100 people, 41 entries. People were going crazy for these pins. Come on. Win a pin. If you win the Basilia pin, you still enter to win the Poxus pin. Like, don't hold back. I'm gonna say right now that it's okay if somebody wins both, because it would be neat. It would be neat if somebody won both and they stayed together. Not just because I want to just have an easier time shipping, but it'd be kind of neat. So you are eligible for both. If you win this one, you are still eligible to win the Poxus pin. Give it a couple more minutes here. Yeah, and I got a bunch more. Where are they?
Damn it. Well, it
I have a lot.
Stood up for 10 minutes that time.
Oh, it came down finally?
Yeah.
Hashtag serpent.
Do a giveaway with this and do #balance.
I think the stand is going to be the way to go. Have them
I think
flying
it
with the
is.
stand, and then have all four just sticking forward or something.
I may do that. When I get it in my head that I want something to be displayed a certain way, though, I'm a freaking dog on a bone with it before I'll give it up. Should probably just give it to Steph and let her figure it out. She probably figure it out in like 3 minutes. It's usually the way it goes.
We are up to 53 entries, 100 viewers right now.
Cool. Yeah, Oh Snap's asking a question. Where do people put these bags, hat, jacket, or do people put them on boards and display and collect them? Because
some people do.
Okay, I've kind of wondered that myself.
I have a con backpack.
Well, that makes sense.
I have all the pins on it, so like, just displayed. Most of them are Legions these days, or Legions like customizers, like Wolf King, Patrick Boyle.
I think the only actual pin that I have is the Grogu that didn't Chris give us that last Christmas or the Christmas before?
Yes, I think so.
With the patch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got that one. That's really the only pin that I have. I saw some at Target. They had some Transformers pins. I saw a really cool Optimus Prime that I almost picked up just because if it has Optimus Prime on, it's really hard for me not to buy it. And then I was thinking to myself,
look at that pin.
What am I? Oh, I like that. That's cool.
So that is oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of his name now. So he did the Mythic Legions posters. Strong, shoot, I can't remember his name. But the guy who did the Mythic Legions posters does a lot of like posters, like Mondo type posters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He designed these pins for Mondo.
Okay.
There's quite a few of them. Somebody in the chat will remind me his name. He goes by Strong Stuff, I believe is his. Oh wait, I have the. Oh, I can't find his name on it. Yeah, I am worried about my pins falling off, but it's a pin. It's not the end of the world if I lose a pin. But these days they have. Actually, I'll pull one out. So they're actually pretty good in terms of staying on. They have like two, and they're like rubber, and they're pretty tight. Like there we go. Like I got it off there, but I'm not. I mean, yeah, I mean it is a concern, but haven't lost one yet.
Knock on wood.
Blake says, I bought the Legions Con pin set. I found a perfect shadow box frame in glass on Amazon. And it looks
that's a good idea. Shadow box. Yeah, I like
Blake,
that.
Blake, did you keep the backer card? Because I know the backer card on that one is really cool. On the Legions Con set, like it all like looks cool together. Or did you actually take them off of the backer card? Is my question. Hedgehog with the $2 super chat, and it's nice to see you, Jonathan. I feel like you like disappeared for a little while there. Bill, what's your favorite pin of all of those? Let's see. What's my favorite pin? I like I said before, I do really like the Sons of the Red Star pin, the original one. I think that pin is awesome. What's my favorite? The I gotta say the Father Christmas one is really nice. I really like the Father Christmas pin. It just looks so good. I really like that one. I like my Caesar pin. This was also a Mondo purchase. So Caesar.
Yep.
Right here from Planet of the Apes. That's a cool one. I don't have anything particularly like rare on here or anything. That's the thing too, is like I haven't put like my G-Con pins and stuff on here. Although I do have this one here. Oh, this was like my intern pin. That might be one of my favorites because that was the one time I did intern for a day. My least favorite is the DorkLair pin. It's so cheap. I'm gonna try to get in touch with George Gaspar and do some legit pins next time.
Yeah, but you've had that one for a while, haven't you?
That pin, the DorkLair pin?
Yeah, the DorkLair pin.
I got them like a year ago. I mean, I've had the stickers for a long time with that logo, but I got them like a year ago, and they're like, do I have some in here? I did not expect them to just be like a little sheet of acrylic with a sticker on the back. They're so cheap.
Yeah.
So I want to do like a metal pin, an enamel pin, and I got a secret little project an artist friend is quietly working on in the background, and I'm hoping it'll work for a pin. I'm definitely doing the idea for a t-shirt, but we'll see if it'll work for a pin too. Bill is a certified pinhead. I'm really not. I acquire them, and then I guess I sort of have become a pinhead, but like I've never really been like, let's trade some pins. Like I've never been like that into them. Okay, I'm gonna pull up Recon's thing here. He just sent it to me, and then we'll spin the wheel, or do the drawing. So let's open this image in a new tab. That's over here. Share this tab instead. So that's what he did. Yeah, so he kept the backer on there.
Okay.
But that's a crazy pin set because it's like, it's got the bodies. The backer card has the bodies and stuff, and it pulls them all together. And then the pin, this is the pin. It's like this small little areas there. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, Blake. That's neat. All right, let's do the drawing. Share this. We'll share this tab. All right, we got 70 entries. Good luck, everybody. # Serpent to win the Basilia pin, and the Poxus pin won't be far behind. Mecha Rekka. So Mecha Rekka, congratulations for winning the Basilia pin. Just shoot me a message. You can either email me at podcast@dorklair.com, or you can message me on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll get that out to you. I'll get you shipping tonight, and I'll drop it off tomorrow. And then we're going to come over to here and continue the news. So I'm pretty excited for these. I haven't placed pre-orders yet, but I'm going to pre-order both of these Star Trek figures that were just announced. The reason why I haven't pre-ordered Bashir yet is I'm not fully in love with the head sculpt yet. Like I feel like it's the photos though, and it's not really the head sculpt. But it's a pretty standard $200 price. Bashir from Deep Space Nine, the Doctor, who could, and this one right here gives me like let me pull this down. Hang on. Banner. Gives me like a little bit of like Johnny Cab from Total Recall vibes.
Oh my gosh, he totally does.
Which is funny because that character was played by a Star Trek actor, Robert Picardo, played Johnny Cab, the guy who played also a doctor who played the Doctor, the hologram Doctor in Voyager. But so I'm not totally sold on it, but I feel like it's the photos and the posing and stuff. Like I have a feeling we're gonna see in-hand shots and it's gonna look awesome. But so that's Bashir, and he's a doctor and he can cure disease. So we're gonna get right into the next one, which is the Poxus
Good segue, pin. Bill.
So we got the Poxus pin right here, and let me just get the giveaway thing for this now. So the Poxus pin, and then let me get the giveaway tool going here. Refresh that. hashtag. All right. Enter in the chat for a chance to win a Mythic Legions Pox's pin. Enter Doctor in the chat for a chance to win a Mythic Legions Pox's pin. And by the way, next week I'll give away a couple more. And the week after that, I'll give away a couple more. Maybe I'll weave a figure here and there in, but we're going to give away most of the pins. I'm keeping, right now, I'm planning on keeping 3 for myself. So that leaves 9 total pins, right? After today. 9 left after today. All right. Next. Let's check the comments here. Doctor. I'll wait and see on Exo 6 because the prototypes have been weak in likeness lately. That, like, I'm kind of hoping it'll just stay in stock until it releases, and then I'll be able to see it in hand. You know what I mean? I'm not counting on that because sometimes, I mean, Quark is a different beast. Like Quark, I understand why Quark sold out, but like, you never know when something might sell out. So, yeah,
that was the period of time when it wasn't necessarily that I fell out of Star Trek. It's just that we didn't have cable, and it was between when I could watch, we could pick up the Fox affiliate with our antenna. So I could watch The Next Generation because it was on the local Fox affiliate, but then Discovery and Deep Space Nine were on regular cable. I think they were, I don't remember what channel they were, but it wasn't anything I could pick up. So those, I never got to watch those. I never got into them, but people really seem to love those.
Mm. Yeah, DS9, very unique show.
Was DS9, was that the one that Straczynski wrote? No, that was Babylon 5.
DS9 was Ronald D. Moore.
Yeah, J. Michael Straczynski wrote Babylon 5. That was the one that he wrote.
And Ronald D. Moore went on to do Battlestar Galactica, which is also phenomenal.
It's another one that I've never. Is that streaming anywhere? Because I've always wanted to watch that.
I don't know, but I highly recommend it. It's an amazing show.
I've never heard anyone say anything bad about it.
I'm watching, I think I mentioned this, but I'm watching the Halo series on Paramount Plus right now, and that's really good.
Oh, based on the video game?
Yep.
Okay. Didn't they do a movie, like an animated movie for that, like years and years ago, like 2002, 2003?
Maybe.
I feel like I was in college and saw something like that.
Yeah. Battlestar is incredible. And Joe is why I started watching it. Joe recommended it on the Friday show. On I'm drawing a blank on the name of the show right now, but on the Friday show. Yeah, so say we all. That's the mantra. Yeah, Battlestar Galactica figures would be pretty neat. Starbuck. Fallout on Amazon Prime coming soon.
Did you make it to see Dune 2 yet?
Yes.
Dude, did I tell you?
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, how freaking awesome was that?
It's got to be one of the best movies.
It's one of the best things I've seen in the theater. Now, did you see it on a big screen, like an IMAX screen, or in the special like Dolby Surround or whatever?
I saw it on an IMAX screen, not the biggest IMAX screen we have around here, but it was an IMAX screen at an AMC.
Yeah, that's what we saw.
It was big enough. I would love to see it on the big. We have this chain called Jordan's Furniture, and they have these two IMAX theaters that are like just
you mentioned that last time when we were talking about it.
And like I would love to see it there, but it's only Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we had to go during the week. But yeah, oh my God, it was.
I remembered almost everything about the first episode, but I never took the time to watch it. Like I kept saying to myself, I'm going to watch it before I go see part 2. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. And I never did. And it didn't hamper my enjoyment. But then I came back and watched part 1 the next couple mornings doing cardio. And it just, one enriches the other. It's like watching Godfather Part 2 and then going back and watching Part 1, and it's just like it just amplifies everything. Like I'm really looking forward to Messiah because I love what he's done with this. It's just it's so, dude, it's visually I got drunk on the visuals. I just got lost in them.
And the like the sound,
the sound music. That was the next thing I was going to sound. The sound and the music were unreal. Everything was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, and I most of the writing decisions where you have to make adjustments, like most of them were in my opinion awesome, like really good decisions.
Yeah. I was a little confused because I remember in the 84, because I never saw the miniseries, but in the 84, they kind of had the montage where they kind of talked over those years when his sister was born and building the forces and everything. And then this movie, it was only like 6 months. So, and then of course, the different people killed different people at the end.
I was convinced there was going to be, I don't want to like really spoil anything for anybody, but like I was convinced there was going to be a gap. Like there was going to be a point in Dune 2 where it jumped. Like
that's what I was looking for. And when it did, and when it didn't happen, I was like, okay, this is but I didn't think it lost anything. I didn't think it lost a thing.
There'll be a big jump, once they do Dune Messiah.
Yeah.
There will be a big jump.
They'll have to. But yeah, man. I'm sorry. I meant to ask you that at the beginning. But Blake is exactly right. Dune, the first one, it was a slow burn. It was build. It was character building. It was set up. And then the 2 was just balls out, blow away action payoff. Like everything. Yep. So good.
Epic. Like
epic is the perfect word.
The beyond epic. This movie just absolutely crazy.
The last time I left a theater after watching a movie feeling like that was when I saw Return of the King the first time. That's the only thing I can compare it to. And this was bigger, but just that feeling of holy crap. Even if I decide to be a grumpy old man and nitpick the crap out of everything, I got nothing to say. I just want to see it again. It's been a long time since I felt that.
I'm dying to like try to. So the reason why we had to really wait and find the right time was because my wife and I wanted to go see it together.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of freed up. Like I could potentially go on my own at some point because like going together is tough because we have a kid, we have a dog, and But like going on my own, I may try to make it to Jordan's and see it on the big. Before it disappears, which is probably I mean, with Ghostbusters coming out now, it's probably not going to have too much longer on the big, because it's a 1-screen theater.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, all right.
Kind of took us down a detour there. Didn't mean to.
No, it's a good one. I was meaning to mention that I had seen it. We're at 47 entries. I feel like we should have some more entries here, people. This is for the Poxus pin. Enter Doctor, #Doctor in the chat for a chance to win the Mythic Legions Poxus pin. It does. It takes place on a dune. It takes place in the desert on a dune.
You heard correctly.
I have a recommendation, Larry.
What's that?
So, Joe Tavano from RetroZap, he has an on and off Dune podcast called Dunecast. It's phenomenal. They worked their way through a number of the books. They did a couple episodes before the first movie came out. They did one after the first movie came out. And then they did a couple episodes this past week, their first episodes in like a year. And I'm about 3/4 of the way through there, just like they're immediately right after the movie episode. And it's an awesome conversation. Dunecast.
Okay, I pulled it up. I'm gonna follow it right now. And I'm gonna listen to those because I've been pulling up some Dune stuff. There's a podcast I listen to on occasion. These guys that review movies. Gosh, I can't remember the name of the podcast. It's like 5 or 6 of them, and I would hate to be the guy that edits this podcast because they're like 5 or 6 guys, and one of them's wife talking about movies, and no one ever talks over anyone. So someone is editing that just to make
Right.
sure it's. I've never heard anyone talk over anyone.
Bringing
So
the
it's
levels down, bringing the levels
whoever
down.
that editor is, man, is a madman. But anyway, one of them has a podcast called Books and Nachos, and he talks about different books, usually related to pop culture movies that have come out. And he did a thing on Dune and Messiah, and maybe one or two that came after that, back in 21 when the first movie came out. So if you like that's worth a listen. They're not very long. They're maybe 40 minutes each, and he's a good speaker.
Sean Forrester did not like Dune Part 2, interestingly.
Sean, you need Jesus. That's all I'm saying.
You need a Messiah.
Seriously. Yeah. I think a rewatch is definitely, but it's different strokes for different folks. I mean, there are people that lose their minds over things that I can't stand. I think, Bill and I happen to agree on this one. But I can see why some folks it may not be their cup of tea. In its own weird, quirky way. I even enjoyed the 84 version of Dune.
As much as I liked Andor the first time, it really was the second time watching it that really made me realize how special that season of TV was. Like, it just, the details, just incredible.
Well, see, you had already told me how good it was, and you had already said it's a slow burn, so I knew what to expect. So I did get more out of it the second time, but I really enjoyed it the first time. I saw a meme. We were talking about Dune in 84, and in Watchmen, the chapter where John is on Mars, and he's just thinking through the different points in his life, and he's talking about how everything is happening simultaneously. We can just only see the facet of the diamond on which we're currently standing. And it says, it's 1984. I buy tickets to see Ghostbusters in Dune. It's 2021. I buy tickets to see Ghostbusters in Dune. And then the last frame is 2024. I buy tickets to see Ghostbusters in Dune.
I saw that. That is a really good one.
I love it.
I love that. Yes. It's funny. I still haven't seen the previous the 2021 Ghostbusters. I need to see that.
It was pretty good. It felt like it was more set up. It felt like it was just like a sorbet to wash the nasty taste of 2016 out of your mouth.
Right.
It was enjoyable. It gave some closure to some things, but I feel like this new one really looks like it's going to be, more in the spirit of the first one.
Another podcast I've been listening to is Fly on the Wall with Dana Carvey and David Spade.
Oh, I bet that's good.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's all about it's probably like 80% SNL talk, and they often have guests who have been hosts on SNL or other previous cast members on SNL, and they do a lot of talk about SNL. Like they had Bill Simmons on, but Bill Simmons is like the biggest SNL fan ever. So like he was like interviewing them basically. That was pretty cool. They had Arnold Schwarzenegger on there. So, Dana Carvey, Hans and Franz, like,
oh, sure.
Conversation. And where was I going with this? It was Aykroyd. So Aykroyd was on last October during the strike, and it was a really funny moment. So I just listened to this the other, like 3 days ago. And Aykroyd was on it back in October, and the writer's strike was still going on. And one of the two, I think Dana was like, so is there a Ghostbusters thing coming up? Is that happening? And he was saying nothing.
Yeah.
He's like, we'll see. And then he's like, we got the writer's strike. So, and then it was like the day the writer's strike ended.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, the writer's strike's over. It's done. And then immediately he went into he named the movie. He named all the actors. He went right into
that's
promotional
awesome
mode. And it was like his first time actually ever promoting it. And it was just like this off the cuff little moment in this podcast. And then, so he was talking all about the movie that was coming out right now as I'm listening to it. So it was a pretty fun little listening experience. It's a great show.
Dan Aykroyd is a fantastic interview. one of the reasons, I mean, you know, the reason he wrote Ghostbusters is because his family has a history of like interest and fascination with that kind of thing. If you, and guys, golly, we're on all kinds of tangents tonight. If you want a really interesting listen with Dan Aykroyd, he was on Joe Rogan about 2 or 3 years ago. Just go on Spotify and search Joe Rogan, Dan Aykroyd. And it is like for 2 hours plus, you'll sit there and you will be transfixed at the ability of this man as a storyteller. Like I was just completely drawn into everything he was saying.
Yeah, it's a very similar thing with this episode. He got into all that stuff and he talked about how Ghostbusters was, you know, it was that very like, you know, quote scientific like angle, like the very technical angle of people who are super into like paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
Like that side of everything, coupled with classic like 1950s
the like old Ghostbusters TV show. Yeah.
Movies. Yeah. So yeah, really cool stuff. All right, we're up to 58. I'm going to spin the wheel, everybody. Good luck. Again, this is for the Poxus pin. Let's see. Who's it going to be? Eric. Nice, Eric. Congratulations. Cool. You know how to get in touch with me, Eric. We've texted or, you know, messaged many times. So congratulations on winning the Poxus pin. Just message me and remind me your address and I'll get that out to you. And then we will bring, where were we? We were at Julian Bashir. Oh, we were right here. And pull that down. Banners. Pull the banners down. Get the comments back up. Congratulations, Eric. And then we have Ensign Rowe. Another one that I definitely want. Like I want to try as much as I can to stay complete on Deep Space Nine and Next Generation. And Rowe is a great character. She actually reappeared. I don't know if this is a spoiler. It's been a year. But she reappeared in the Picard series and had an awesome story arc in the Picard. That third, I know a lot of people didn't like the first 2 seasons of Picard, but that third season has been pretty well regarded by a lot of people. And I highly recommend it. And she has a great role in that season.
Yeah. I had a lot of folks that really, again, I'm a casual Star Trek fan. But I had a lot of friends that just lost their minds over how much they didn't like 1 and 2 that were over the moon about season 3.
Yeah. And Rowe was interesting. Michelle Forbes, they tried to get her to stay on to like, basically like DS9 was going to be like her show. She was going to be in the Kira Nerys role essentially. And it was going to be Ensign, you know, whatever she would be ranked at that point, but it was going to be DorkLair in Deep Space Nine. I think they even tried to get her on Voyager, but I think she had movie stardom stuff going on at that time. Remember that movie California? She was in that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Her angsty 90s rebel attitude really that's a really good, like, that's a great description of Ensign Rowe. Her first episode is often considered one of the best TNG episodes. For Glyos collectors, there's a Spaced Out drop tomorrow. Friday night. Glyos drop. Oh, she didn't want the 7-year commitment is what it was. That sounds like she wanted Hollywood. She wanted the big movie, not Hollywood, but the big movie stardom.
I don't know, man. You get on a TV show and it hits 100 episodes, you get that residual check for syndication forever and ever.
Yeah. Let's see. Kirby says they wrote her into the books. She was dating Quark. Interesting. That's one area of Star Trek I've read like 2 Star Trek books. Like that's one area I need to explore that at some point. There's like some wacky stuff in the books. I know it's not like canon. Star Trek canon's a little different, but all right. So there's Ro. I think Ro looks really good. I think this figure looks
It's a
great
good looking likeness.
personally. And yeah, I want that. And then another 6-scale figure. I think this is going to be like a shipping right away kind of situation. This is one of their, I don't know if it's like a summer exclusive or however they refer to them as, but this is one of their like Toy Fair exclusive type figures. It is the Battlefront 2 Umbra Trooper, which is a great vintage collection figure. I think I have a couple of those.
Yep, you
But
sold me one. I have that. I love that
okay, yeah,
figure.
nice. And so these are blogger photos. These are not just the promo shots. These are blogger photos. So they sent this out to a number of people already, and it's going to be an RSVP thing. So if you want one, go to Sideshow and put in your RSVP. I don't know. I think some of those RSVP situations have been like readily available, and then some of them have sold out. So it's kind of thing where if you want it, I would get put in on it, but not for me. I mean, I love the look of it, but like I'm not collecting clones. But great blogger photos. Figure looks awesome.
Yeah, those are good looking.
A lot of them too. I put their names up there, so if you want to go follow some amazing photographers, some of them you can find them on Instagram, some Facebook. I think pretty much all of them you'll probably find on Facebook. Some of them you'll find on Instagram. I found like this one here, Su Ping, is on both, but like they haven't updated their Instagram in like a year or something. So yeah, and yep, you've got the different head sculpts, phase 1, phase 2, and then the visor. I don't know if the visor, yeah, I think it's a different sculpt, yeah. But very cool looking. This was the AIC podcast, which I forget what AIC stands for. Do you know, Larry?
I do not. But I did hear what you're getting ready to say. I just didn't know where it originated.
So the brand team from Hasbro was on there, and they revealed that Blowtorch and Road Pig, which I have never, like, that's past my time.
Those were two of my favorite figures from our vintage collection when I was a kid.
I loved Blowtorch.
I did too.
Oh my God, so cool with the mask. Like, this is an awesome figure, and I cannot wait to see.
When I was growing up, we only got toys for Christmas, birthday, and then we might get like a GI Joe or a Bumblebee size Transformer in the Easter basket. And one year I got Blowtorch in my Easter basket, and I had wanted him for so long because I love those colors. Yep. And then when he came out in the 25th anniversary line, so I've been really anticipating them announcing him. I just love that figure.
Yeah. Yep. I'm excited for this one. Yeah, Adventures in Collecting is what it is, I believe.
Okay.
And Road Pig. What are your thoughts on Road Pig, Larry?
Road Pig was my he was the one, you know how when you're a kid you've always got somebody on one of your teams is your superhero. Like a bunch of guys get captured and he has to infiltrate or whatever. So Snake Eyes was that guy from GI Joe. Road Pig was always that guy for me from the Cobras. Like, he had to bust out Zartan or one of the Dreadnoks. I just thought the idea of a big dumb meathead swinging a cinder block for a hammer, you couldn't beat. And with his Mad Max shoulder pads and his crossbow to boot, you couldn't beat it.
He feels very Mad Max.
He really does. Sure. I mean, he looks like one of Auntie Entity's guards from Thunderdome. If you look at her guards, that's what, right down to the crossbow thing. Yeah. But what I'm wondering with him, because that figure was so much larger than the rest of them in the vintage line, and we already have like Roadblock and Gung Ho have the larger buck, and Sergeant Slaughter. I'm wondering if they're going to have a larger frame for this figure, because he was just, in every representation you've ever seen him, he was a monster. So I'm wondering if they're going to have, because it's not like they're reusing a ton of parts in this line. They reuse some, but they've not been shy about using new sculpts and, new dyes for things. So I'm hoping we get I'm thinking like Brock Lesnar size with a with a sledgehammer made of a cinder block. I mean, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. But yeah, I'm super excited about that guy.
Let's check the chat.
Were there any others, or were just those two?
Just those two that I saw, unless you heard anything else.
No, that's the only two I'd heard about. I was hoping I'd missed out on something.
Adventures in Collection. I think it's Adventures in Collecting. Maybe it's Collection. And there's about a 10-year run of Deep Space Nine books that did a great job continuing the story with Sisko and Odo gone. Introduces so it takes you beyond the series. Oh, okay, that'd be cool. I would totally check that out. Not that I have like a shortage of books lined up or anything. I always have a million books that I'm like trying to read and stuff for work too. This year was crazy. We had 2 new books introduced into the 10th grade curriculum, so it's like I've been kind of drowning in that. But this summer, I can't wait to really like dig back into just like a lot of reading. Okay, collecting. Yeah, okay, cool. I cannot see the road pig face cup looking like Gary.
It really does. It really does.
That's funny. Little chubby boy.
Talking about with us.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, okay. This is big. There's a lot of stuff here. Updates from last time. I mean, this campaign is cruising. I feel like I should. Well, actually, I didn't update this. It did pass 170. I'm gonna actually check right now. Kickstarter. It's at 100 and it's at exactly 170 right now. I feel like it passed 170 like 10 hours ago. How is it still only at? That's weird. Or maybe it needed to pass 160 maybe it passed 160. That's what it was. Anyway, let's check out what's been unlocked. So last time they had to get to 120 to get this red snake man. They had to get to 130 to get the snake and lizard unlock heads. And then 160 got you Grimes. Okay, so it is 170. So did they reveal the heads yet? They hadn't last time I checked. Let me see if they're on there. Nope, they're still not revealed yet. So it says coming soon for images on the big Bone Crusher alternate heads. And then, so here we have the heavy infantry Lizard Man. This is a cool colorway. I like the red and the blue.
Yeah, that looks really good.
We got these head sculpts. I'm assuming the hole in the snake is going to be for a tongue.
Could be spraying something. Could be a Cobra Khan homage.
Yeah, maybe. And then there's the bulldog.
I like that. There.
Grimes. Yeah, and then let's see, so I guess 190 is next. Jessa, and you're into like the cat. You're into like the females. And then 200 is the rogues heads, so like the female bodies heads, and then we get into 220 for the what were these guys called? They were called the speedsters, right? And then alternate speedster character, and then the assassins heads. And then we were wondering what the 260 unlock was going to be, something avian themed. And here we have Raving at 260. We've got Meryl at 290, so a cardinal, right? And then a mystery character, a necromancer called Scathing. So is this going to be like a crow, maybe? So this is kind of crow-like too. And then an avian's weapon set at 330. Alternate heads for the avians at 340. You're able to plug and fasten. Whoops. Wow, these are moving quickly. You're able to plug and fasten a chained weapon into the mouth of the chameleon.
Oh, wow.
Snake,
that's cool.
Let's see here. have they gotten this high in the past? I don't know, but there's still it's $170,000, and there's still 26 days to go. And so Brick and I are trying to arrange for Jason and maybe Brick to come on and do an episode. It may end up being like a Saturday episode because our next one is the 4th and they got something booked that day. So we're going to try to get something where they come on here and really like do a better job than I'm doing of like going over this stuff. So we got Brutox at 380. And then this one's crazy. Mamba, the big old elephant guy, at 410. So
that is a chunky boy.
And that's a ways to go. That's still another 250, right?
Yeah, it's quite a ways off.
So it's a ways off. It's a shoot for the moon kind of situation. But yeah, pretty cool if they get there. Hand candy is a great word for the first, like for the the standard Animal Warriors figures. They are so much fun to pose. We need that elephant. Yep. Yeah. Get one in hand, play with it. Get to a con where they have some on the table, play around. Mythic Legions and Animal Warriors like chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah.
That is a great way to describe it.
It really is.
And the Rhino and Elephant are 2 new bucks, and they're huge. There's a lot of new bucks in this. It's like 5 or something. There's a lot of new bodies in this. If everything gets funded or backed or whatever. And that's it. That was pretty fast. We got through everything here. Any other news, Larry, that you can think of lately?
That's really it. Because I was trying to think if there were any other announcements. Well, they Hasbro had their Transformers thing they're doing one every Thursday this month, and they put. Hang on, I'll tell you what they put up. And it's cool because they put some stuff up for pre-order that's shipping out in April. So they put out the Legacy Silverbolt. If you're a Beast Wars guy like I am, they put out the Voyager class Cybertron Starscream. They put out the G1 Triple Changer Sandstorm. They put out Chromia, and they actually put out some Star Wars stuff that I'm not even a little interested in. That would be the Acolyte stuff, but they did put out a new vintage collection Princess Leia, which I will be getting, and a new vintage collection R2. So I'll be getting both of those. And then Gears and Wheeljack they put out as well. The Wheeljack is from episode 1 of More Than Meets the Eye, so he goes with the Cybertronian version Bumblebee. Mm-hmm. And Gears is just going to be the first correct Gears that Hasbro has ever done. So I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah, they had quite a few things go up today. Figure. He looks really good. He looks really, really good.
So I'm going to pull up.
I got to get that Leia because the only vintage collection Leia I have from A New Hope is the one from the award presentation. Right. And her feet are so close together and they're tiny. She is nearly impossible to stand up, and she doesn't have any holes in her feet, so I can't use a figure stand for her. But this one looks awesome.
Joe, you're going to be on the Lair? The hot seat. Get ready for the hot seat, Joe. Ooh. So that's Tuesdays 7, I think, in the Mythic Legions Cabal. 7 or 7:30. Oh, Brick sent me a scale. Okay, let me pull that up after. I just want to flip through these.
One other thing, and I'll say this real quick. They actually did put up a new vintage collection Darth Vader. They put up one from A New Hope.
Right. Yeah.
Because the cape is over the shoulder pads, and this one looks like it's sculpted.
Yep.
Which is a little bit different. Yeah. So I'll be getting that as well. He'll be my 765th Darth Vader in that scale.
Unfortunately, this is not a new R2. This is the same.
Oh, it's not? Okay, good. I don't have to buy it then. I can cancel that pre-order.
They're reusing the same mold. A lot of people were hoping they would, do the new mold.
Yeah, because it needs to be just a little taller.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna order. I actually really love. Oh, that's it. I thought they had the other. Oh, maybe they're here. I actually really
We got
love
that a lot of stuff up.
um, the High Republic, and I'm gonna order these two for sure.
Are those the vintage collection versions, or are you getting
Yeah,
the
I'm
okay?
just gonna get no, just the
Yeah,
vintage
because they've got
stuff.
4 in the Black Series or 5 in the Black Series. I take
Yeah.
that back.
So I don't know who these characters are yet because these two aren't from like so. I believe this show takes place like at the very end of this maybe 60 years of story within. There's like 3 phases of the High Republic, and I think this is like at the tail end of it. And so
That's
these
how I
characters,
understood it.
yeah, so these characters I haven't seen yet, but there are a couple in the show that were like in the books and stuff. But I do like the era. I do like the story they've been telling with it. So I'll probably pre-order these.
Yeah, I'm just
But
sticking to OT stuff.
it'll be one of those things where we'll see if I even care about them
Yeah.
because these will ship months after the show ends. So who knows? I might not even care about them
Yeah.
by
These
then
are
and I'll
shipping
cancel.
in October. Now actually
Yeah.
someone made a point here. I didn't realize that R2 is clean, and yeah, the one that I have is all dirty. So that
Right.
is a little
Yeah.
different.
Yep.
But these Transformers, they ship the Silverbolt and Starscream, they ship April 1st. So some of that stuff that they
Oh
put
wow.
up today is shipping pretty quickly.
I do like that Carrie Ann Moss is in this show. That is pretty sweet. She's awesome.
I really liked her in Daredevil, and all the different, because she was in several of the Netflix shows, I believe, other than just Daredevil.
Oh, was she? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She played the owner of the law firm that Foggy went to after he and Matt shut down.
Okay.
But yeah, I enjoyed her character there very much. I just like Carrie Ann Moss in general.
Yeah,
I might watch it there. I might give it a chance if she's in it. But
Okay, so
then
let's
that means
pull.
I got to buy Disney Plus again, and I don't know if I'm going to do that.
I actually just resubscribed. I finally caved into my daughter wanted Taylor Swift concert or something.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
with
They
Bad
got the
Batch being
exclusive on
back,
there.
I was like, screw it, time to watch Bad Batch. And
Yeah.
actually, the first 2 episodes were fantastic, so I'm happy I have it now.
The only thing I've got everything digitally that I want, and the only thing I need to get that Andor set, and then I'll be good to go on Star Wars stuff. And I've got all the Marvel stuff I want. So. I can find a way to scam a free membership. I'll jump on there.
Wow, that is a big elephant.
How tall? Oh wow! Jeez.
So the only ones out right now are this is the current scale. So that's pale. Like that's the main figures. Like most of the figures are that, and then you have the big gorillas. So those are the 2 that are out now, and so that means there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially. Definitely 3, right? Like we've got all 3 of these that are definitely going to come out, and then you got these 2 if it's big time funding. And yeah, so hopefully we can get Jason and Brick on pretty soon. It's about as tall as an ogre, which is like, I want to say like close to a foot, maybe 10, 11 inches, something like that. That's right, big elephant. Yeah, it's about 100 years before Phantom Menace. Yep.
Wait,
so Yoda's a spry, what, 600 years old at that point?
Well, here's my question then. Aren't the Sith in this in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, they should be. I mean,
and didn't in Phantom Menace Ki-Adi-Mundi say the Sith have been extinct for millennium?
Well, I think the Jedi think that they've been
So if the Sith are in it, they're operating the shadows probably and not going to be seen. Okay.
So we may not even ever hear the word Sith in it. Like who knows if we'll hear, because like we haven't seen any Sith in the High Republic yet. There's an evil group that has some force sensitivity that actually connects in some ways to the Knights of Ren and stuff.
Okay.
But there's definitely like some dark force users going on.
Okay. I'll take that. Let's just say I hope lightsabers actually kill people in this series. That's all I'm going to say. I can't handle any more shots to the continuity. Let's see.
Right. Yeah, I mean they're supposed to have been hiding in the shadows.
Okay.
For, like, because the Sith have carried on this like numerous generations of like master apprentice. And again, like it's weird because all of that stuff is from the stuff that's Legends now. That's like EU stuff, right? Like I think mostly when I think of this stuff, I think a lot about like Darth Plagueis and that storyline where it's like Plagueis is Master Tenebrous,
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Like his master, like that must be right around this time.
That's
like if you're
what I'm
going
thinking.
back
I'm
that
wondering
far.
if they'll show Tenebrous or because I don't know how long Mun's lived in the Star Wars universe. So I mean, technically, Plagueis could be alive.
Yeah, I love that book. I still enjoy that book, like even though it's not technically canon.
Which
and
one?
I kind of feel like since
the one about Plagueis,
yeah, by Lucino, what's his first name?
Yeah, James Lucino, yeah.
Because he started initially when like Disney first was doing the books, and like he wrote Tarkin and he wrote the Rogue One Catalyst book. Like I kind of feel like he weaved in a few things and kind of like made some of that stuff canon, and so I still feel like Plagueis is like almost canon to me.
Well, Plagueis is canon because Palpatine mentioned him, so Plagueis has to be canon.
The only
you mean the book? The book, yeah.
The only Sith from the book. Yeah. The only Sith from EU that have been clearly ID'd as being canon for now are Bane and Plagueis. I thought we had a hint of another one. I'm drawing a blank now, but I thought we had a hint of another one in Rebels. I thought we had a little hint of who's the one that shifted from light to dark in the
not Malik, no, not Darth Malik.
No,
Revan, thank you.
I thought there was some hint at Revan or some suggestion that Revan was part of it. But, yeah, there's lots to play with for sure. All right, let me pull this down and wrap it up. Let's just check the chats a little bit more. New Star Wars has retconned stuff before. Kiadi did say that, but yeah, likely hiding the Sith name. Yeah. BJ, you're late. We're gonna wrap up now. What up, though? Hope you're doing good. The guy who was the architect that built Vader's palace.
Oh yeah, because they talked about that. Hang on.
Joe likes Revan. Off-world.
Darth Momin. Darth Momin was the Momin, Momin, was the one that built the castle on
the castle. Okay.
Vader's castle, yeah.
I say this every week, but Blake, we do got to get you on again very soon. Maybe on the 4th. Maybe the next episode on the 4th we can get you on. Yeah, Darth Momin. Yep. I want to read that Luke Lando book. Everybody says it's really good. Shadows of the Sith, I think it's called.
Is that the one where they're looking for the stuff that they reference in Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard that one's good. I want to read that. But again, my pile is so big that it's tough.
The best thing I ever did was take your advice on buying Marvel Unlimited
Yeah.
And instead of trying to buy, it saved me. Number one, it saves me probably $100 a month.
Right.
And now I've got all this stuff that maybe I would read, maybe I wouldn't, and I can just go and take one or two. I can read one or two issues, decide if I want to stick with something, and if I don't, I abandon it. I've lost nothing.
And all you gotta do is be 6 months behind. Like it's
3
not
months.
that big a deal. Oh,
It's only 3 months. Yeah,
Okay.
it's only 3 months. Yep, not a big deal at all. Definitely worth it.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yep. Yeah. Okay, Blake. Let's try to do that. Get you on next time.
That'd be cool.
Larry.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. And yeah, we'll be back. I believe it's the 4th. Tune in next week on Thursday for Legions Ladies. They're gonna rank the female Mythic Legions characters. They're gonna do one of those tier lists, and they're gonna rank their favorite female Legions characters. And then I know that Joe said he's gonna be on Tuesday on the Legion's lair. But yeah. All right, everybody, let me pull up our exit strategy here. The brand. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Later, guys. Have a good night.